Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto and this is my special guest Aleksi,
Hi guys.
whom you probably know if you've been watching my previous videos. Today we are going to be discussing the current state of photography and cameras. Is that correct?
I guess that's what we were planning. Let's see how it goes. We don't have any script for this or anything.
The first thing that comes to mind is the endless convenience that we all are looking for in our modern cameras. We want more megapixels, we want more computational features, we want more automatic features. We want the camera to do more and more things for us. But what is the point if the camera in the end does everything? I mean, Isn't the learning part of the fun, especially when we think about photography as a hobby or some kind of a pastime activity? Isn't that one of the like interesting things to learn something new? But if the camera does everything for you, then there's nothing to learn or nothing to sort of look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, especially photography traditionally used to be kind of a craft, you know, almost a handicraft when it was based in the physical format, and kind of you were the person who was responsible for the craftsmanship, not automation, not computing and so on. So everything was done by you. But in the digital age, the drive for more and more convenience has driven us to a point where you have to start asking, what is photography in the end about?
I fully understand the need of convenience if you are a professional or a wedding photographer, someone who does things for other people, not for yourself. But as I said before, if you are a hobbyist, isn't the hobby something that makes you learn more, and then it's really rewarding when you realize that you learned something new?
I think that's really true. I mean, of course, it's all divided into kind of separate needs for a hobbyist and for a professional. But even for professional gigs, I remember when I was still working with kind of one-point autofocus, recompose techniques.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. I'm not saying we should go back to that, but that didn't hinder me at all from getting the good shots. It was more like I was kind of laser focused on certain compositions and certain moments to happen. Whereas when the convenience of computational photography, autofocus and everything this came, something did change a little bit in the way even I started doing photography in even kind of client shoot settings. And for example, lately I've been just for fun experimenting a little bit, like how will I photograph nowadays when I just use a simple camera like the Fujifilm X-E1, which definitely doesn't have many of those modern conveniences. The autofocus is a little bit like an old film camera from 1989. But I enjoy it.
I also admit and agree that I've become a little bit lazy with for example, with my Sony A7 IV. I use auto exposure most of the time. I shoot RAW, and I don't pay that much attention to my exposures as long as they are like in the ballpark. And I'm not saying fix it in post, but I can fine tune the exposure in post. Of course, I have something in my mind every time I take a picture. So in that sense, I'm not fixing it in post, trying to turn something like a crap into something really nice that smells good. But still, I've become lazy. I admit that, and that's what all the convenience does to us.
And that kind of brings us to the point of why is nowadays the craze for retro cameras and kind of a lo-fi type of photography so popular again. I think it a little bit ties into this subject. People are looking for that kind of little bit of that unpredictability and kind of magic that you find in something that is not perfect all the time and not everything is done for you.
I suppose so. I remember in the 90s when the film photography and film was like the best at its best ever before it died. We started doing cross-processing and all kinds of things, trying to sort of make it like worse, the image quality, some sort of weird colors and stuff like that. And I suppose we are at the same point with digital now, except that digital is probably not going to die anywhere anytime soon. We all feel that the digital is a little bit like, it looks too good, and we want something that is not so good.
The thing is, somehow there's always an element of mystery. If not everything is revealed in great clarity and detail,
Yeah.
even in a photography, something is hidden from you. There's some kind of a veil there. It creates a sense of atmosphere and mystery. If everything is too perfect, too crystal clear, too documented, it loses a little bit of that magic somehow.
Perhaps there's also no need for imagination so much anymore.
Yeah.
If it looks like hyper-realistic picture.
That's great for documentation purposes, for reproduction work and stuff like that. But for photography that looks to evoke emotions, I'm not sure if that's the best way to go. And people nowadays, they seem to want to bring photography a little bit more back to where it can evoke emotions rather than an awe of how sharp this is or how perfect this is.
Another thing that I've been kind of contemplating a lot lately is that with digital cameras, we have, especially with mobile phone cameras, we have like endless supply of photography.
Mm-hmm.
And when there is endless supply of something, that something tends to become worthless, or we take it for granted.
Yeah.
And no one cares anymore. And to me, it looks like we are in that kind of a situation with photography at the moment. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you have a point there, because if you have scarcity, it makes you appreciate what you have more. And with photography, that applies definitely, because I mean, in the end, what will you appreciate more? That you get a couple of really great shots, say per day or even per week or per month, which you will treasure for a lifetime, or if you have perfectly sharp, technically perfect photos by the thousands and tens of thousands on your hard drive. And with film, for example, that cannot be the case.
Yeah,
film does make you focus, and the photos that you treasure, they definitely become more a part of you as a photographer and your journey as a photographer.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we all should go back to shooting film, for example, but with film photography, we had very limited amount of frames compared to what we have with digital. And each frame was kind of valuable, literally kind of valuable.
Yeah.
But also valuable emotionally, because we had so few of them.
Yeah.
So we really had to pay attention to each and every picture.
Yeah.
And now we go out and we take, I don't know, 100, 200, 1,000 pictures. Who even has time to look at all those pictures, and who's interested in all that pictures? Isn't it more or better just to take a couple of really like a well thought out frames rather than spray and pray aimlessly?
Yeah, definitely that would be the ideal. But the mind is a fickle thing somehow, and once you have an endless supply of frames that you can take, you think that the best way to look for that perfect frame is to, go wild and take a lot and then choose from there, rather than doing your choosing when you're out in the field. But that's a little bit like the discussion, taking the frame as it is and, trying to make something that's not good in post-production and so on.
Yeah.
So like you said, it's definitely, we're not trying to say, let's all go just back to shooting film or something like that. But it's thinking about what is the essence of photography and why we do it.
And exactly. And we, both of us, we are not against modern cameras, no way. And even if we were, we can't do anything about it.
No.
What is happening. But it's just like you said, what is the essence of photography?
Maybe that ties in actually a little bit. I've been thinking about printing. Like if we went a little bit back more to printing, even with digital photography, try to think in the sense of how would this frame print? And when you go out there, instead of just thinking of shooting for my hard drive and social media, I'm, saying this to myself that I would like to do this an experiment and print a little bit more again and see the photos in the physical realm, not just in the digital. I think this could help a bit.
Yeah, print made from digital file or a physical negative, it always is a tangible three-dimensional object,
Yes.
and not just some ambiguous pixels
Yeah.
on your hard drive. So it really makes it more real, the whole picture.
You could treat your raw file or even your JPEG more as a negative, that it becomes a reality only when you
Yes.
print it.
Yeah.
Before that, it's kind of a product that is not finished yet. I just guess what personally I'm getting at this, or what we are getting at this, photography should be and could be fun and kind of an adventure again. And thinking about what photography is in essence and going a little bit back to the roots of it could make it a fun adventure again. That's how I feel, what I want to bring a little bit more back to my own photography.
I agree. I think the whole process is important, not just the end result.
Yeah.
And I think we should be able to enjoy the whole process, selecting the aperture, shutter speed, and all that too. Although it's not necessary in every situation, but I think it would make the whole experience more, I don't know, valuable and more maybe well thought out.
Yeah. So in a way, a bit more tactile.
Yes.
A bit more focused, therefore a little bit more fun.
Yes, I agree. What do you say? Do you agree? Please leave a comment down below. I guess we pretty much covered what we wanted to say this time.
I guess this was kind of a, just going at it freely without thinking too much. But that's what I feel, at least at the moment.
This was something we had to kind of say.
Yeah.
And
because I feel a lot of people are thinking about this. I think it's a little bit in the zeitgeist in the photography industry and the photography community at the moment. So.
Yep, that's it. This time. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below. Check out Alex's Instagram feed. And what else? I don't know. Bye bye. See you in the next one.
See you next time.